Okay, hey everyone, this is Dave O'Connor, live from Vancouver. I hope you're doing really great on this Friday. Could be evening for a lot of you, I know. It's afternoon for moi over here in a metropolis that is Vancouver. So hope you're getting ready for a nice weekend. It's a bank holiday weekend over there in the UK, isn't it?
It is.
It is. It's a bank holiday weekend. So hi from Chester. Good evening from Staffordshire. Jacksonville, Florida. Wonderful. Hey, County Cork. Lake District. Hey, Trudy, you're on. Wonderful. Hey, Wolverhampton. Hey, from Liverpool. Wonderful. North Wales. Yeah. Hey, from Sherwood Forest. Where is that? Where is Sherwood? Sacramento in California. Hey, from Galway. Love Galway. Devon. Hey, from Leamington Spa. I know that place. I'm there 1 or 2 months of the year anyway. Milton Keynes, Pirate Chick. Great. Hey, from Sweden. This is truly an international gathering we have here. See how popular you are? Hi from Las Vegas. Wow. Las Vegas. Hey from Birmingham. Fantastic. All right. Very cool. I'm so glad you stayed in tonight as well, Stacy. Wonderful. Someone says my sister lives in Newport, Em. Lots of love for Emma. If you love Emma Cooper, then show us some more love. Monte Carlo in the house. One of my favorite places. I absolutely love Monte Carlo, I have to say. Done day 21 today. Fantastic. Kai Burrows. Kai Burrows is on the call. Congratulations on your success, dude. That is just amazing what I'm hearing. So well done, well done. Yeah, Emma is a new. Actually, yeah. I mean, I thought I was interviewing a Spice Girls reunion when I saw Emma.
Don't you dare.
So obviously, this is for anybody in the network marketing industry, and we're gonna bring you some great tips. You're gonna love this. What I have for you this evening. Just to pre-frame. I'm Emma Cooper's mindset coach, have been for, man, it's a long time, Emma, right? It feels like years, but I guess it's the best part of 2 years, is it? 18 months?
Month 4 of my business.
Month 4 of your business, yeah. And before that you were doing...
Personal coaching from then, but actually from day one, I started.
Right, so from day one, Emma got hold of my 21-day course and started incorporating that into her mindset. So from scratch, she started doing that. And then after month 4, she needed to go to another level. So we've been working together individually since as well. So fantastic. Hi, everyone. Let me just switch it around and say hi to Baby Spice. Or is it, sorry, Emma? No, seriously, I thought that this, I was interviewing the Spice Girls and this was the next thing they were doing was multi-level marketing, do you know?
Well, why wouldn't they?
So, yeah, just give people a bit of a pre-frame about your journey, I guess with me, I mean, because that helps to set the stage a little bit. We talked about, you started out with 21 days, but then I guess you'd suffered a bit from anxiety and things like that, so you sought me out then on a more personal scale, really.
Yeah, definitely. The reason being, I think, because obviously I was a police officer before network marketing, and I'd been assaulted a couple of times, suffered quite badly with anxiety and bouts of depression. And anyone who suffered with those things knows, I suppose, it's always a battle in your head that about being consistent, because obviously if you've suffered with depression, you've had lows, haven't you? And I was definitely getting a real high with network marketing, but I was worried that if I didn't work on my mind consistently, I would have a big dip at some point and maybe suffer with it again. So I knew that mindset was definitely key of keeping myself on the right track. And obviously everybody was raving about Dave O'Connor, so I thought, well, that's the person I'm going to have to work with.
Yeah, so just to, I mean, I'm going to stick on. So what we want to do on this scope, guys, is Part of my job as a coach is to identify patterns, right? What's actually working that allows the super achievers in MLM to really succeed at the level that they do. And then to extract that pattern, that's behavioral modeling, and just make it available in the clearest possible way. So I want to start, the first thing I've observed with the super achievers, obviously we're talking about Emma here, but anybody else I've worked with as well who's achieved extraordinary success. And they've decided to decide. Now I know you've heard that phrase before, but they have made a decision and got behind that decision, and they have an end outcome from the get-go, right? And I always say the super achievers, like a late great Steve Jobs or a Richard Branson or Donald Trump or an Oprah Winfrey, you know, if they called you up in the morning and said, hey, I want to join your team, and what's more, I'm going to get to the top of your company in record time, do you think that they'd be able to do it? And there's no question about it. The answer would be yes, because you can take that mind and you can put it anywhere, and that mind will find a way to make it work. And it's like these super achievers literally woke up every morning from the future. They'd gone out there to visit their vision, if you like, and then they come back and they take action from that place. So that state of freedom, that state of security, that state of fulfillment, excitement, you got to make that decision, because most people are 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Emma, how important was it for you just to make that decision and just stick by that?
And that bit was never a challenge for me. I decided before I even signed that form that I had already decided then, because I remember the morning after I had registered and I was waiting for my starter pack to arrive, I went into work as a police officer and said, I'm not coming back after my maternity. I was 30 weeks pregnant, and I told them all, I'm not coming back after maternity. I've started a business last night, and I won't have to come back to work. I'm going to earn a lot of money. And now I laugh about it, looking back at it, thinking, goodness me, you kind of feel like, gosh, I've got it worked. I would have felt so silly. But actually, it's that clarity, that deciding to decide, as you call it, making that decision that no matter what, I was going to do this. And I wasn't of the opinion that, oh, I'll give it my best shot and hopefully it'll work for me. Because I watched on YouTube all the people I considered to be successful from doing my research, and I realised they all just had one thing in common. They would do whatever it took for however long it took to get to where they wanted to be, by taking that inspired action, you know, not just by sitting there and thinking, oh yeah, it's going to work. I mean, taking action every single day. Every
single day. So the first slide I want to show you, I'm going to show you a few slides here, folks. If you can see this, I think you can see it. Today, make the decision to step up, to speed it up, to raise the bar, and effortlessly exceed your past performances. Okay? Effortlessly exceed your past performances. So, and then Emma has just touched on, and by the way, if you're really loving what Emma is saying, tap the screen, guys, tap the screen, because, you know, we both need a lot of love. That's all I can say. We need your deep appreciation. So Emma then touched on inspired action. That's the second thing. Inspired action for me is you're consistently walking in the direction of your goal, your vision. You're doing something of that every single day. You're taking those consistent actions that you know you need to take. You're also taking those bold actions that you know you need to take. Okay? And when you do that, then for me, something else kicks in. It's like providence moves too. So talk about that do whatever it takes attitude a bit more, Emma, because again, I think that's the key. There's a massive difference between people who say, you know what, I'm going to give it my best shot. And they're almost saying to their subconscious mind, I'm going to work really hard, but I expect to fail. As opposed to the person who says, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it takes here with that absolute certainty. And that is it. They're going to get out there and they're going to take the action. They're not, listen to this carefully, They are not going to wait for perfection. They are not going to wait until you know everything that there is to know about the products, about their business. They're going to get out there, and they understand, by the way, that in taking the action, they get the energy. They don't wait for the energy until they take the action. By diving in and really going for it and putting themselves out there, which initially is a challenge, okay, then you actually get more energy by doing that. You build your confidence by doing that. So let's have, I guess, you just doing whatever you needed to do, day in, day out, being relentless about that.
Yeah. From the beginning, I mean, you have to, like you say, you have to have that clarity. You need to know what you're doing it for. So if people say about a reason why, I don't necessarily think you have to have this. For me, this massive connection, emotional connection. I think it's a great thing to have if you have it, and if that's what it is that's going to drive you forward. But, you know, it's just knowing where you want to go, but being strict about when you want to get there by, and knowing what work you have to do to get there. Because it's okay saying, well, I'm doing what they're telling me to do and it's not working. Well, then you need to have an honest look at you. You know, if you're trying to build your team but you're not getting people joining your team, look at you. What is it that you're offering other people, because they're buying you? So you have to think, okay, well, I'm not so great at this, so I'm going to work on it. You're going to take inspired action. So it's not just about sitting there thinking, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll read some more books on this. It's about just doing it. So for me, it was about doing that activity every single day, and literally, for me, I knew it was working on my mindset. So there has not been one single day since I started my network marketing business. Never, ever have I once missed doing my mindset training every day. And I honestly feel that that's the difference.
Well, Art Jonak is on the line. Art, folks, if you don't know Art, you've got to visit Art's Facebook page. It's really inspiring. And Art is encouraging everybody to do a heart party here. What I love about Art is Art describes himself as a mediocrity crusher. How about that for one of your titles, folks? Because that's what it's all about. You've got to literally not settle for being average here. You've got to really, really raise the bar. Like Emma's saying, be prepared to do whatever it takes. And you're going to find that having that laser focus is the enemy against mediocrity. Now, the third thing I want to share with you is, after that, you've set the goal, you're prepared to do the actions, then you've got to manage your state. Now, when you raise the bar, there's going to be challenges, right? Let's use the backdrop here in my office as an illustration here. You're like here, and your goal, for example, is the other end of that bridge there. Yeah? So what you do is you start to do things that you wouldn't normally do that are outside your comfort zone. Like you make those calls, you follow up on people, you talk to people that you may not have even dreamed of talking about. But you really get out there and you do that. But what happens is, you get out into the middle of that bridge there, and your mindset hasn't quite formed yet, right? So it's kind of a bit shaky out here as you try to grapple with your new beliefs and your new mindset. And the fears come up. The doubts come up, and then over there seems much further away to you. Do you ever wake up in the morning and over there, after you've been to your network marketing company's convention, for example, over there it looks very doable. It's very inviting. You say, yes, I can do this. And then the next day you wake up and those fears rear their ugly heads, and over there it seems like a million miles away, right? And that's because these fears come up and we don't manage our state very well. One of the things that I had to work on with Emma, we worked on this together, was to really manage her state, to move outside of that, the anxiety, the overwhelm. Even with success, you get a lot of distraction, right? So it's how to handle that. And you got to be able to drop the negative. You got to be able to let go of the negatives faster and faster. So remember, to the super achiever, the obstacles and everything, the fears, all of that's feedback. Whereas the average person, as Art would say, the people of mediocrity, they would see that as a sign they should quit with all these obstacles. So talk about that, Emma. the fact that you really had to manage your state, you really had to drop those negative thoughts and just, you're on your own path. You're not comparing yourself to anybody else.
I really think that's been key to my success within our company. And I know people say, oh, you've broken all the records and all that stuff, but really that wasn't important to me. What was important to me is not limiting myself. I didn't know what anybody had done before me. I'm not interested in anybody else's journey. I will help as many people as I can along my journey, but I don't compare myself to anybody else. Because my mindset is so strong, I focus on that end goal, and I feel like I'm in a tunnel, and I can only see my goal. I can only see where I'm going, and obviously working on my mindset every day keeps that consistent. And doubts, of course, I'm only human, they have crept in. So kind of that little voice in the background going, you're a police officer, you idiot, you're not a network marketing success story. Naturally, you're a cop, and who do you think you are? You can't do this, and this is ridiculous how much money I'm getting paid. I only bought my first indulgent thing yesterday. I bought a designer handbag, but I've not allowed myself to do that before because I have a real thing about self-worth. But again, we're always a work in progress. Dave, help me buy a mulberry. Thanks, Dave. But doubt creeps in. I've definitely felt some of the anxiety come back at times, but because of working on the mindset consistently, of course, that's what helps me to keep it at bay. It's about having those consistent good habits every single day, doing my mindset work, keeping my head in the game, and knowing exactly what I'm doing it for. I know exactly what my goal is, where I'm going. When they said to me, you can work 3 to 5 years in network marketing and you can retire on a fantastic income, as Dave, as you know, my thing was, no, Dave, I'm not working for 3 to 5. I'll work for 2 years, and I will work my butt off harder than anybody else is probably prepared to work. And there are times when I've been physically exhausted. My husband has had to carry me to bed because I just have not stopped. And I've been literally on the brink, but it's because of having that focus, that deciding to decide, that single-minded focus that I can't think about anything else but where I'm heading and why I'm doing it.
You're absolutely on a mission. That's what happens, by the way, when people are on a mission. And if you hear people in your team kind of going, like you have these people who kind of go, the needy people, and you wake up to these text messages that kind of go, I need you, and there's people doing drama. Super achievers in network marketing or in life do not have time for drama because they are too busy saving lives. They are too busy securing their family's future and helping others. And one of the things, of course, that you need to be able to do is add extraordinary value. And the more value you add, the more this thing called life is going to pay you back. So the slide I want you to see here is you lead by example when you add extraordinary value as a habit and not a selective exercise. It's just a habit that you just get out there and you get out of your thoughts, you push any drama aside and you just go for it. So if you're enjoying this 7-figure interview, by the way, because by the time the next year is out, it's actually Emma is a 7-figure earner in network marketing. How many people can honestly say that? It's pretty extraordinary. And Emma, I want to just ask you about the next thing that I find that leaders are able to do, and that is they create a supportive environment. They create a supportive environment for their team. And you can only do that if you create a supportive environment first inside of your own head. Okay? I like to call it an environment of awesomeness. An environment of awesomeness. Art Jonak knows all about this. Art is saying, tap the screen, support Heart Party. Thanks for the love, Art. Who's a very important figure in our industry, folks. Again, I urge you to check out not only Art's Facebook page, but go to YouTube and his many interviews there with some great minds. Okay, so that environment of awesomeness, in the research, Emma, they found that not just in network marketing, but especially in network marketing, but in any business, if the leader, if the CEO, right, or as Steve Jobs used to call it, the Chief Inspiration Officer, right, that's your job, was able to create that environment and get everybody to focus on what was great about the business, get everybody to express their gratitudes every single day, that they created such an atmosphere that people looked forward to working, they got excited to work in their business. And that's what you have been able to do in recognizing people, in watering the flowers, is what I like to call it as well. You know, that you literally ignore. It's very easy to focus on the negative in people, but it's much more difficult, unfortunately, in this day and age, to really look at people and look immediately, scan for the positive. And that's what you've been able to do very successfully, I think.
Yeah, I think it's about building people. You know, if you build people, your business will naturally build. So if you're doing it genuinely from that place of helping people, building people, it's not doing it for them. You know, like I said, you have to have the right mindset yourself. You know, in network marketing, we're all self-employed. You have to want to do it for yourself. You cannot do it for your team. I very quickly learned that. But by recognizing the smaller things, you want to naturally do more. I've never been in any other job a supervisor. I've never looked after a team of people. I've never had any kind of, I guess, managerial or leadership role whatsoever. This, I guess, is my first when I started my business. And, you know, for it to have gone so quickly, I've had to learn really quickly because I'm still only just 19 months in. And, you know, it's a lot to get your head around at first. But it's important to, like you said, be in that attitude of gratitude. Every single morning, without fail, I write down, today I'm grateful for. And I write for 15 minutes every single morning, and I write everything that I'm grateful for. And you know what happens is, mindset-wise, you attract more of the things that you're grateful for. So therefore, you're going to become happier. You're going to start to attract better people into your life, better circumstances, better situations where you can then take that inspired action, which is actually going to build your business and build you as a person. So those are the kind of things I think about creating an environment. Also, I think it's creating an environment and that inspired action where, for example, my team, we have flags. You know, we all know we're part of something really special because we have that environment. So we've got flags, and so when somebody is recognised at one of our events, everybody waves a flag. Now, this might be one person who might have a team of 3 people, but behind them there might be 1,000 people all waving flags, showing their support, giving them recognition for a job well done. I really think it's about lifting people up, building up people, and naturally your business will build then.
Exactly. So whatever you appreciate appreciates, folks. And you know, then you've got a team of people, by the way. If it starts with the leader, and the leader is using their whole mind, their conscious and subconscious, that integration, that alignment, then you've got a whole team, almost, I would like to call it a whole team from another dimension. So just in case you think that, for example, this ordinary person, and this is your background or whatever, change your self-image on that. All right, you're this person who can achieve anything. You've got the greatest power in the universe inside of you. It wasn't just in the greats that shaped our world. The same power that was in someone like Gandhi is inside you. And you can actually harness that. You can harness it in you can harness it in your team. It is the secret. So whatever you appreciate appreciates, and you create that supportive environment. And then there's 2 more points that we want to cover here. And if you're enjoying this, then show us even more love. Tap that screen and give us a heart party. And I wanted to mention that Artie was on. Check out his Mastermind channel on YouTube. Okay, Mastermind events. It's very, very cool. So the next thing I want to say is that MLM super achievers, and I'm talking about people I've coached. So especially we've got Emma here. If you know Natalie Healy, the wonderful Natalie Healy, Juliana Bevan, if you know people, amazing people like that, what I notice is they get to a point in their business where they're thinking outside the box. They're thinking outside the box. Emma just mentioned it with the flags there. I mean, she came up with this amazing idea. She's always come up with these amazing ideas. And that's what the greats have been able to do. If you think of Einstein, of course, was able to think outside the box. Emma didn't want me to mention Einstein in the same sentence as her. I said, I'm definitely going to mention Einstein in the same sentence as you and Natalie and Jules and people I work with, because it's the same move. It's actually the same move. You know, to be a maverick, you can't think inside the box all the time and be contained within the alphabet. You got to move outside of that. And that naturally happens when you get one directional in your thinking, when you're single-minded as opposed to double-minded, when all of your attention is on where you want to go, on benefiting your team. Then something extra comes in and you get super intuitive. You get that extra gear of your mind kicking in and you're thinking outside the box. As Einstein said, you cannot solve the same problems with the same level of thinking, right? So you've got to change your level of thinking and then you're at a whole different viewpoint on the mountain, if you like. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. So talk about thinking outside the box. I just want to mention briefly that you know, today is quite an auspicious day for you because you launched a product that I'm very excited about, and that's your My Pro Planner, which hopefully is on its way to Vancouver. How important is it to be super organized? How proud are you of that? Because I think it's an amazing tool for the network marketing industry to be able to have that you know, clarity when you're planning your week, when you're planning your day. How important is that for you?
For me, it's all about creating habits. Habits are things that can be planned in. You can learn to manage your time well, even if you're naturally not an organised person. So I certainly wasn't at the beginning. I was always a bit scatty. I was always procrastinating, so I would not take inspired action. I would sit and I would think about what I wanted to do that day, and then I would kind of spend the rest of the day talking myself out of what I actually needed to do because my confidence was low and I was learning the skills as I was going, but I knew that I had to be really strict. So I had to set a plan out for my whole week, break it down into daily activities and stick to them. I think I was too scared not to do things for one day because I knew that if I broke that, you know, I'd be breaking that habit, and that's not what successful people do. So I was just going to do whatever the successful people were doing. And I stuck to my strict structure. It's not so easy to say. And I never ever deviated from it. Not once. And I still haven't. Not
Wonderful.
yet.
So people are asking where can they get My Pro Planner. I think they go to myproplanner. What is it? .co.uk. Okay, cool. So if we want one final nugget of wisdom from Emma, show us some love. Tap on the screen. That's right.
You know what? One thing, Dave, that comes up all the time, I get so many messages, and I mean so many messages from people saying, you know, I'm not a moaner, I'm not being negative, but you know, my upline, and then they moan, and then they're negative. But my upline isn't like you, Emma. My upline isn't like this person, Emma. Honestly, they don't have the fire in their belly, Emma. But you know what? It doesn't take, and my answer is always, it doesn't take a leader to create a leader. If you think of the people within your companies and think to yourself who's their upline, you probably don't know. Because it really doesn't take a leader to make a leader. So you can do that yourself. You know, you have to remember why you're doing this business, and you have to know what your goals are. I mean, you have fantastic freebies like listening to Dave on Periscope and things like that. So all the help is there. You know, and like you say, like Art and...
Yeah, well, actually, Art's just after asking a question. Art wants you to answer this question. What's been your biggest lesson in the last 6 months in your business?
The challenges will come. But unless this is on it, then nothing else will work. I mean, for me, the hardest thing has been coming to terms with how quickly the money went for me, because remember, it went extremely fast. And that was very hard to get my head around how I deserved it, because I didn't really feel like I deserved it. Going from a police officer to network marketing was quite a drastic change for me. But my biggest lesson is that if my mind is healthy, then my business will be healthy. And so it's investing in yourself and realizing that you deserve that time, that investment. You know, if your business hasn't gone as well as you wanted it to go so far, start again today. Start again right now. Start, you know, by investing in yourself and investing in all that knowledge. Like we were saying about who we watch on YouTube. So, you know, I've watched lots of art things. I watched lots of Eric Worre, yours. There are there was so much stuff out there. People like Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, those are the people that, really kind of inspire and motivate me. So even when you've been challenged, if you build your mind up that it's that strong that, okay, you might think, whoa, that was a challenge, but you overcome it and you learn those lessons and you move on, and you can also help your team then.
Exactly. So Art says that most leaders were sponsored by a folks. You don't have to be at this great level. You just need to get out there and talk to people and share your opportunity, and in a spirit of joy, because that's what it's about, isn't it? You've got to really enjoy this journey as well. So let me just leave you one final point here, and I guess it's point number 7 if you're counting points here. And I find if I look at the MLM super achievers like Emma, say like a Wes Linden, my friend Wes, or like the wonderful Natalie Healy, or Juliana Bevan, or people that I've worked with. But in particular, I'm really talking about Emma here as well, of course, is that they're able to program themselves. They're running on a program. And if you've never seen that in action, that can be quite scary for the mediocre mind. For the mediocre mind, to see a person who is activated. I call them, they're an activated person. They're out there, they're making things happen, they're prepared to do what it takes. But according to neuroscience, what's actually happening is they've given themselves such a big goal, it's been taken up by their subconscious, and they're running on a program. And they're able to program themselves. And understand this, there is part of a mind that actually works like a computer. Again, according to neuroscience, there's a part of a mind that operates like a computer. In the same way as a plane going to its destination, it's off course most of the time. It's a cybernetic model, but it will eventually gravitate towards its end destination. It's all done on a computer. There's a part of your mind like that. Once you put the end outcome in there and you manage your state, like we're saying here, you have that clarity of your vision, right? Then you'll notice that you're activating a different part of you. This is what I find personally, I have found the missing piece in network marketing over the years, is this understanding of how you can actually use your greater mind, how you can actually program yourself for success, how you can actually, before you go into any situation, you can take charge of your emotional states, you can decide the outcome that you want before you go on the phone, before you go into a meeting, before you go into a presentation. And that's what, when I've studied even people outside of network marketing, one of my heroes is like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold would say, hey, you know what? And what I'm most happy about is I have this vision of where I want to be in the future. And I can see it with such clarity that when I daydream, it's almost a reality. And I don't have to get uptight to get there. It's only a matter of time. And there's someone who's programming himself all the time, so much so that any opposition that used to come his way, he used to say, well, that's their problem, that's their limitations, not mine. And people would literally say, well, you want to change your name, son. I mean, that's not going to go up there in front of a marquee. And the more opposition you got, the more excited you get. You literally, I know I'm going to do it. You just wait and see. It's going to happen. So tell us about you being able to program yourself.
I just found a video in here. So when Dave, the power of going to the live event, I found it really hard to set goals in the beginning. As a police officer, I didn't need to set goals. I just needed to get my butt to work every day, do my job and leave, and pretty much just kind of survive. And that was it. So for me, setting goals has been the biggest challenge, one of the biggest challenges of network marketing. However, when I went to your first event, we did an exercise there where I had to see myself at that stage where I've made it. Where I had complete peace of mind, a completely relaxed belief that I knew that I was going in that direction, like you said. I put the program in place at your event, and this is what I will now share with you. This is a house I have been to see, and in my vision, in the exercise, I could hear the gravel and feel it underneath my feet of my dream home, which I thought was really strange at the time, because I thought, well, I always thought I'd have build a new house, and so I would imagine the drive to be tarmacked. And I also felt like I would have neighbours, but when I got in this state of mind, when I had this relaxed belief, I realised, goodness me, I don't have any neighbours. It's, it's a beautiful view, and I even said to Dave, how weird, Dave, when I imagine myself opening the door and going into my dream home, I can feel wood beneath my fingers, which is strange because
very detailed.
New, why would it be a wooden door? But I'll share this with you. So, yeah. Look at this. This is me with the gravel under my feet. When I got there, I was so shocked.
Awesome. Heart party for that, folks. Give us a heart party for that. This is her dream home and her vision. I remember we put that into your blueprint, and you even felt, Sean, it was so detailed, you felt Sean's hand touch you on your shoulder as you're looking out at this view.
It was bizarre, absolutely bizarre, but that's what happens. That's what happens when you set a program. There's nothing else. I mean, I didn't know the place was going to have a gravel drive. I couldn't see that on the brochure. I didn't know it had a wooden door. I didn't know that it was going to have that view. I didn't know Sean was going to come up and say, "Can you believe that we are actually? This is an option for us. If you want that house, it's yours." I think that's just crazy, but it's the power of setting those programs in place and knowing that you will take that action, you will do those daily routines, you will make those habits, you'll do whatever it takes to reach your goals, and that's exactly what happens. Even if you are so focused on them, you don't know the ins and outs, you just know how it feels when you get there. What you'll find is that opportunities are then put in your place for you to take them, which will then drive you a bit like a current, towards your goal. And the better the habits, the stronger the mindset, you'll achieve them.
So there you go, folks. The wonderful, the one and only Emma Cooper. You're not off the hook yet. I'm just going to finish. People are asking, been asking all day, what's my schedule like in November? Well, I am doing a one-day event in London, and that's on Saturday the 21st. As far as I know, I'm in Orlando the week before, visiting a pretty cool event by the wonderful Art Jonak. And then I think I'm in Ireland on the 29th. But on that 21st in London, Emma's going to be speaking. So very cool, Emma. Very excited about that, to have you there again. We're also going to have the wonderful Natalie will be there, Natalie Healy, Jules will be there. We'll have more guest speakers, but I'm excited. I'm excited to be doing that, and I know you are too, Emma.
Yes, I can't wait.
So, final words of wisdom.
Me?
Yeah. Who else?
I would say never give up. I would have waited 10 years. I would have worked this hard for 10 years straight, and at times I've been completely exhausted, but I would have worked this hard for 10 years to get what I've got now, even. It is about seeing the bigger picture. It's about being prepared to do whatever it takes. To be able to give my family the life that I can now is dreamlike. But, if you've got a plan in place and you work the plan, plan to work and work the plan, then you will get to, wherever it is that you desire. And even if you feel really crappy about it at the moment, as long as you are putting that work in, as long as you are doing it consistently, this business works for everybody, but you have to be prepared to work on you. Go to work on you, and everything else will follow.
And remember, and someone's saying there, yes, never, ever, ever, ever give up. Thank you, Heather. Winston Churchill, that great saying, fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Absolutely. And just remember, folks, network marketing, it's ultimately relationship marketing. When I work with Emma, I see it as a meeting of the minds. It is relationship marketing where you create this very special energy and atmosphere where your goals can flourish, where your team can flourish. That's the key here. And then you do the exact same thing with the people coming into your business. You absolutely are not going to entertain negativity of any kind, remember. And once you create that energy and atmosphere, then I believe that you get the magic into your business and the magic into your life. So Thank you, everybody. And I'll leave you with this saying, if you can see it, and that is, thank you to Art Jonah for sharing as well. If you don't like the results you got yesterday, change how you think, feel, and act today. And absolutely, just do it, guys. Just do it. So, show your love to Emma, aka Baby Spice. I actually think you look more like Baby Spice than Baby Spice, actually.
No, you'll get like Baby Spice hashtagging now. It used to be hashtag Super Cooper. I loved Super Cooper. Baby Spice is rubbish.
Well, congratulations on all your success. And guys, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll obviously be keeping you up to date and giving you some great value as we move forward with some scopes in the future. So thank you to Super Cooper. Thank you to everyone who's taking the time out. Thank you to Art Jonah for your words of wisdom as well. And again, don't forget to check out the Mastermind event, which happens, I think, in Orlando in November. So very, very cool, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend again. Now we're definitely going. We're absolutely, totally, definitely going. If I can get the chance, Emma, to actually swipe down this thing properly, because I'm useless at that. No, it's still not working. We're still on, and honestly, I can't figure this out for the life of me. I just don't know how to get the thing down. Hang on.
Swipe down, no, other way, Dave.
But every time I do, I bring down this kind of, this stock thing comes down or something, you know?
No. Swipe down. So other way.
Yeah, but I'm doing that and it's not happening, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, everybody. But hey,
you swipe up, swipe down.
Shout out to Liverpool and Manchester, as someone says.
Woo-hoo.
Yay, to keep growing there. Remember, in life, if you're not growing, you are dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. You've always got to be moving forward. Okay, everyone?
That's it.
That's
it, Dave.
Oh, I have it now. Yes. Thanks, everyone.